Braves Country. I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show Braves Country Today just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Lineup for Braves Country by DM Magee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king, Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young. The game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for pitch by pitch, play by play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
You're in Braves Country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country. How the hell are you? Put the lineup back up on the screen as we get set for pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. I am your fearless leader, Mac Magee, and we're stopping off for one game, and then we got to get the hell out of there and get down to Atlanta for a 7:21 pitch tomorrow night. So here's my biggest concern about this game. We got Sale on the mound. That checks all the boxes. Let's go. Our bullpen's pretty well rested. We used pretty much most of the guys yesterday, not all of them. But Elder did his job. He gave us a good, 6 innings he gave us. And the Braves split the doubleheader. But much like last night's game, where it looked like they were just kind of going through the motions and trying to get out of there, and you get that. It's not just the Braves that do that. A lot of MLB teams do that. Excuse me, damn. On doubleheaders, there's not a whole lot to get around it because these guys, they're human. You don't have these deep lineups where you have several backups. You just have a few guys that can come and scatter in and out. And then when you add to the fact that Orlando Arcia was not available, he is in the lineup today. That made the lineup even that much shorter. And, of course, you don't want to use the extra catcher in case there's an injury. So, with all that being said, that second game, and, man, it was hot in that first game. They're just going through the motions. They're not giving up, but you don't see them fighting through at bats. I hope that's not what we get today, but it is human nature to come in at a 4:10 first pitch after you just played a doubleheader the day before to fly in for one game and kind of hit the cruise control. But we've got Sale on the mound. That checks all the boxes. And Chad Kuhl is their starter. I don't think he's going to go very long. I think this is more of a bullpen game. And the Braves should have a mad advantage here. I'm going with the Braves to win this thing. I'll give you the score here in a second. I wanted you to hear a couple of clips first, but I am concerned about the fact that it's just going to be a get in and get out. Hopefully, Sale goes in. He's an extra day of rest. He's going to go in there and shut the damn door. And the White Sox will have a hard time scoring us. They do have some good bats in the lineup. Tommy Pham, Luis Robert, who hits for a low average, but he is a very good hitter. He's just having a terrible year, and they're trying to unload him. Eloy Jimenez, he is a good batter when healthy. He has struggled with health. Paul DeYoung, we saw him before when he was in St. Louis. He has 14 home runs this year. If he was on the Atlanta Braves, he'd only be behind the Big Zoo for home runs on the team. So they've got some good hitters in the middle of their lineup. So when you get to the back end of their lineup, that they don't have a lot to offer. Here is, real quick, Zach Short wanted you to hear this after the game. This is after game one.
Yeah, especially do it today after the other night when, I punched with the kind of game on the line. And it was funny. I coming to the field today, I knew, especially early, for some reason I had a feeling that I was going to come up with in a big situation, especially early. That definitely felt good, and especially to get Lopi some run support, and that guy, knock on wood, doesn't need it, but, it felt good for, everybody, especially score early.
During the bat, you kind of neutralized some of those outside pitches. How did you get a bat on the kind of the sweeper down the way?
That's a great question. I was a little over aggressive. I haven't seen him in a few years. I figured they were going to try to stay away for the most part. With his scouting report too, he likes to go to the sweeper late. I kind of just was a little too over aggressive and stayed through the middle just long enough.
Does that event change at all because he's struggling a bit with the command and control, or how does that play into
Yes
that?
and no, because you don't want to kind of give – you don't want – he can find it. He's a major league pitcher, so it's like, especially against a 9-hitter who's hitting 100, he's going to try to go after you. I didn't really think about it all that much. Obviously he struggled a little bit later in the game too. It's kind of a give or take. It's part of the game where it's, the chance to be aggressive or to kind of step back.
You were with Detroit when Lopez became a reliever with the White Sox. Did you, at that moment, peg him in your head as a reliever? Did you know he had a chance to start?
No. When they traded for him, anybody kind of gets to the Braves, you figured, they're going to go into some lab and become what he is now. It wasn't fun facing him out of the pen. And I could only imagine facing him for, 5 to 8 innings every time he goes out there.
You got on base 3 times. Forrest got on a couple times. How big to get those guys on and turn it over to guys like Jared and Marcel and Ozzie the way they're hitting right now?
Yeah, and that's part of our job, to turn that lineup over and to get up for those boppers, especially with the way that Jared's swinging it and everybody else behind him too. You kind of find a way. He was, I think his first at bat, he squared around the bunt too, which is kind of putting pressure on everybody. And, he had a great at bat to get it to me and kind of just hand it off to the next guy.
This next man up mentality for this team, how can you describe, what it means to
that's just the culture that this organization builds from the top down. You want to be a part of it. You're staying locked in no matter what. And even Luke, he was in there. He's on the top step every pitch today, and you want to be a part of that. You want to contribute, and I think that that's just the mindset the whole org has.
You were talking to me yesterday about Marcell Ozuna and kind of just the conversations that he's had with some of you guys. To have that support from a veteran presence like him, what's been most beneficial?
It's great, especially when someone like him is in your corner and giving you that confidence that, you are that dude when you walk into the box. It means a lot, and you've seen what he's done this year. And again, to have him instill that confidence is, you walk to the plate like you're Ozuna in there, especially when you have his bat too.
Your walk rate's always been pretty high throughout your career, but this year, how have you been able to walk so much?
Yeah, that was something, this offseason, even last year too, starting early and giving myself a chance, even when, like right now, obviously, I haven't played all that much and I don't have my A swing, to give myself a fighting chance to, see the ball as long as possible and give myself a chance to get on base, whether it's a walk or a hit.
So that was Zach Short. And then real quick, what did you hear from Jared Kelenic yesterday, who had a big day, and of course a huge day in game one. This is Jared Kelenic. We don't get to hear him much. By the way, Zach Short, I think he's got a future in the booth, color commentator. He's been in a lot of the other stuff that I hear. Don't want to slam other guys that are currently in the color commentary booths, but he's better than I've heard of a lot of other guys. But here's Jared Kelenic.
Trying to get a good pitch to hit and stay inside it, and I got a slider down and in and just kind of dropped the head on it. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just, like I said, I'm sticking to my plan, trying to hunt pitches over the heart of the plate so I can get extended on it and stay inside it. That's the biggest thing, and I think I'm getting a few more pitches over the heart of the plate and I'm not missing them. Sure, I mean, I just think that allows you to just be present in the box. That's the biggest thing, and then it removes the emotional side of it. So I think for me, it's just being present each and every day.
You know, Forrest gets on twice, Zach gets on 3 times. How big is it for those guys at the bottom of the order to set the table for you guys at the top with the way you guys are swinging it?
Yeah, no doubt. I think anytime you get guys on base with, the big dogs that are hitting behind me, just gives us another opportunity to drive guys in. And once we do that, we got a good chance of winning the game.
Having a guy like Ozzie and Marcel right behind you, does it take the pressure off you at all? Allow you to kind of relax up there, knowing that, it's not all on your shoulders?
Yeah, my mentality is just trying to get on base any way that I can, whether it's a walk or whether it's a base hit or reaching on the air, whatever it may be. Because I know once I get on first base, I'm in scoring position with those guys up.
Lopez has been so good with runners in scoring position this year. When you're a hitter, what makes him so tough when you've got like bases loaded to even scratch one across against him?
I think he does such a good job of tunneling his pitches, and he's really good at locating on the edges. As a hitter, when you're up there with runners in scoring position, you're trying to really box him up and let him come to you and not try to do too much, because then that's when you chase. And the problem is with him is that he's got a lot of pitches that go strike to ball, and he locates around the edges, and that makes it tough for hitters with runners in scoring position to get a good swing on it.
You guys have missed just a couple of chances to really blow it open. So with that said, how big do you think that swing value was to kind of give you that cushion and make it a little bit more comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, I think whether I hit that out or not, we were going to win that game today. Score ended up being 6-2, so without it, I think we would have been just fine.
What makes this, we always talk about Zach and Forrest and everybody who comes up and contributes, what makes this place so conducive to success for everybody in that club?
I think just the sense of leadership that we have, but also the amount of positivity that goes around in the clubhouse. We're able to turn the page, and you have 26 guys in there rooting for each other, and we're all going with the current, and that's a dangerous thing for opposing teams.
So that was Kelenic. Looking to see, I saw some rumors that we could be in another rain delay, but I haven't seen anything official yet. So we're gonna treat this like we're coming in on this hot. I'm gonna check my sources one more time to make sure they haven't announced anything. The White Sox, who would be the ones that we would get the information from, they have not said a thing. And we're 15 minutes away from first pitch. The Braves have not said anything, and I haven't seen any of the writers say anything. All I saw was that there was rain drizzling near the stadium, but I don't know if that was an old pick or not. So I'm hoping that everything's good to go. They interviewed Snicker today, and there was sunshine in the background, so I'm hoping we're good to go. All right, we're going to step aside for a second. Pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves coming your way, and we assume there is no delay.
You can't smoke like me, so don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky, but even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-1 lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Green. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose white stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
down a beer? It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Guarantee Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off in roaming center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Kid Kelenic. Jared Kelenic, 8 home runs, 25 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .282. Batting second, playing second, The Wiz. Ozzie Albies, 6 home runs, 38 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .251. Batting third, the designated hitter, the Big Zoo. Marcell Ozuna has 21 home runs, 64 RBI, a .305 average. Matt Olson, batting cleanup and playing first. The Ice House has 12 home runs, 40 RBI, batting .244. Batting fifth, playing third, the Rake. Austin Riley, 8 home runs, 30 RBI, batting .255. Behind home plate, it's Smurf. Sean Murphy, 3 home runs, 8 RBI, batting .211. Batting seventh and playing left, Forrest Wall.
Run, Forrest, run!
A .286 average, 2 stolen bases, 1 RBI. Batting eighth and playing right, Adam Duvall. 6 home runs, 18 RBI, batting .166. Lando Arcia, back in the lineup and playing short. The Magic Kingdom has 6 home runs, a .212 average, 22 RBI. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, it's Chris Sale Day. The conductor is 10-2 with a 2.91 ERA, a .93 whip, 86 2/3 innings, 65 hits allowed, 107 strikeouts versus just 16 walks and 6 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Chad Kuhl. Kuhl has a 6.75 ERA and no record, a 1.63 whip, 8 innings, 11 strikeouts, 5 walks, 1 home run, and 8 hits allowed. Backing up Kuhl in the bottom of the first inning, it's Tommy Pham, playing right field, 4 home runs, 14 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .270. Andrew Vaughn is playing first and batting second. 9 home runs, 35 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .233. Luis Robert Jr., batting third and playing center. 7 home runs, a .190 average, 11 RBI, 3 stolen bases. Eloy Jimenez, the designated hitter, a .231 average with 5 home runs, 13 RBI, 3 stolen bases. Batting fifth, playing short, Paul DeYoung. 14 home runs, a .236 average, 30 RBI, 2 stolen bases. Julks is in left field, the .223 clip, 3 stolen bases, 7 RBI, 3 home runs. Sosa will be at third with a .216 average, 2 home runs, 9 RBI, 2 stolen bases. Mendick will be playing second and batting eighth. He has 2 home runs and a .193 average, 6 RBI, 4 stolen bases, and Maldonado is behind home plate. He has a .088 average, 1 home run, and 5 RBI. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate today for the 1-game series of Braves versus White Sox, it's Chris Segal. Your first base umpire, Larry Vanover. Second base will be manned by David Arrieta. And down the third base line, it's Chris Conroy. Atlanta Braves come in 44-34 on the year, 10 over 500. 1 under 500 on the road at 20-21. White Sox 21-61 and 13-28 at home. Atlanta is minus 350 on the money line. The over-under is 7.5. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves White Sox, a 1-game dip in the Windy City. Atlanta Braves look to grab this win and then head on back home after a long road trip to take on the Pirates tomorrow, 7:20 first pitch. We got the conductor emoji kicking in the chat for you Country Club members. And a big thank you to all the Country Club helping support the channel every day. We'd also like to thank all of Braves Country for tuning in and spending your afternoon with us. It's an honor to bring you Braves Country Baseball every day. Warm up those chop arms, Country Club, and Braves Country. Get your game face on. Let's get this W.
Get this bus moving.
Stop.
Come back.
Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country. We just added the conductor, so you might have to refresh your page to get it for sale for you Country Club members. Welcome into Braves Country Baseball. I'm Mac Magee. It's time for a little roll call on this Thursday afternoon. Country Club members, I see the GOAT. I see Willis. Mathis, what you talking about, Willis? We see Envy, a.k.a. Charlie. We see David S. We see Gary the Real McCoy. We see Mark Ricardo. We see A.Y. Who else do we have in here from Country Club? I think that's it right now. I'm sure others will come in. It is an odd time, odd start here. Also in Braves Country, we've got Daniel, John, Anthony Brown, and Jason Roddy, Dev Crawford. Anybody else who hasn't chimed in from Braves Country, let us know where you're at, where you're from, where you hail, and that you're here. The only way we'll know is if you chime in, we'll give you a shout out. Your Atlanta Braves taking on the White Sox. The White Sox are wearing I call them their home pajama bottoms. They're white head to toe with black pinstripes. Almost New York Yankee-like with the black ball cap, socks on the hat in white. The Braves are wearing their classic road grays, and we're just about set. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves Country. First pitch on the way to Jared Kelenic is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Kelenic and your Atlanta Braves are wearing their home gray, or their road grays, their classic road grays is the 1-0, outside wide 2-0. Atlanta across the chest, tomahawk underneath, all in red outlined in navy, names in navy on the back. Kelnic's going to call a time for a second, readjust his glove, Nomar Garcia-Parra style. Braves will be wearing their classic blue caps with the white A, matching batting helmets, the 2-0 pitch. Inside almost gets him, ball 3-0. So Chad Kuhl, if you're wanting to know who he is, what he is, if he sounds familiar, he should, is the 3-0 pitch. Right down the pipe, taken all the way by Kelenic. 3-1. I like that by Kelenic. Take that pitch. He hasn't thrown a strike all as of yet. The 3-1 to Kelenic. Brings it, swings, chops it over to first, rolls it over. It's going to be a 3-1 put out. Kuhl covers the bag, 1 away. Chad Kuhl spent the majority of his career in the National League. Came up with the Pittsburgh Pirates, was there for 2016 to 2021, went to Colorado for a year, and then last year we faced him a few times when he was with Washington. Ozzie Albies comes to the plate. Righty-lefty matchup. Looks like it's a sunshiny day here in Chicago. First pitch on the way. Swing. That ball's lifted high. Lazy fly ball into center field. Ozzie. First pitch swinging once again. Giving away that at bat. 2 down. Luis Robert, who has been rumored to be trade block material, makes the catch in center. You're going to see a few guys in this game that very well could end up either on the Braves or other playoff teams. Luis Robert, the center fielder, has been rumored. Tommy Pham, it's assumed that him on a one-year deal will get traded. First pitch to Marcell Ozuna is right there at the knees on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Paul DeJong would be another one of interest. I think for Atlanta, he can play all over the infield, and he hits for power. The 0-1 pitch, outside wide, 1-1. The argument you can make against him, he's only batting .236 on the year, but he does have 14 home runs. So he's still 20 points above Arcia this year. The 1-1 to Ozuna. High and inside. Sweeper that didn't sweep. 2-1. So a 2-1 count. See if we've got anyone. Grandma King, good to see you. Ken Scott, Country Club member, good to see you. The 2-1, well outside, ball 3-3. When Nathaniel Brooks. So a 3-1 from Cool, 2 down. The pitch to the Big Zoo. Outside wide. Whoa, wait a minute. He called that a strike. That was an absolute trash call. That pitch was easily 4 inches off the plate. Maybe 5 or 6. What a terrible call. It's Chris Segal, and he has been a bum his whole career. The 3-2 pitch. That one is outside wide. Same area. Actually a little closer to the zone. But that'll be a walk for Marcell Ozuna. Your Atlanta Braves got 1 on, 2 outs, and here comes Matt Olson. I think I forgot to give my picks. I'm going with Riley to click and the Braves to win 7-1. First pitch to Olson is right there, cutter at the knees, just above. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty, lefty. Main reason I went with Riley, if you remember when we were out here last time, the 0-1, right there for a strike 0-2 on the outer edge. Good pitch by Cool. Austin Riley, when we came right out of there was a rain delay. We came out of the rain delay. He scorched one over the right field wall back in April, early April. The 0-2. Swing, and that ball's laced into the crowd. Out of play. Do it again, 0-2. Got a couple of Braves fans sitting behind home plate that are wearing those hats that were outlawed by MLB, not allowed to wear them in the dugout. If you remember, they were part of the Braves home run celebration. The 0-2. Swing, fouls it straight back, sinker up top. Just enough to stay alive. We'll do it again, 0-2. So even though Ozzie gave his at bat away, we have gotten 16 pitches on Cool. I don't know how long he'll pitch today. He hasn't had many long outings. This feels like a bullpen game. The 0-2, swung on. That ball sliced back foul. We'll do it again. So an 0-2 count. Righty, lefty. The pitch on the way. Cool brings it. Outside wide. Just got a piece of it. Kind of tapped it foul towards the third base dugout. Almost an excuse me type. If you're wondering about the White Sox bullpen, they rank 3rd to last in the American League with a 4.88. The 0-2, outside wide, 1-2. And they are 5th from the bottom in all of major leagues. Only teams with worse bullpens, Washington, Oakland, Kansas City, and Colorado. And I think you always have to give Colorado a pass because of where they play. So a 1-2 count. You got to give the A's a pass because of who owns them. The 1-2 count, swing and a miss, strike 3. 97 out wide, blew it right by him. That'll end the inning. Braves put one on but can't get him in. Chris Sale will come to the bump when we come back.
I might be poor, I might be dumb as but I got tattoos and I feel cute sometimes.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes.
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub cup. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
So, I tried to act normal today. Yep. It was the worst minute of my life!
Is it November?
Yeah.
And things are going well?
Yeah.
Introducing Daylight Savings.
What's that?
Daylight Savings Time was created to confuse you and make you more depressed than you already were.
Wow, it's dark out. It must be getting late. Wow, it's dark out. It must be 3:30.
When Daylight Savings ends, you can leave for work when it's dark out, sit inside all day, and get home from work when it's dark out.
Yeah, that sounds really bad.
Now you get it.
Summer was great. I'd hang out with my friends laughing in the sun until 9 p.m. And now some days I don't even see the sun, which is not good.
Try it today.
I don't have a choice.
Go ahead and paint me red and black and call me Jumper Cables, baby, because I'm finna start some today.
At the turn of the century, Major League veterans often refused even to speak to new players. Once, early in his career, a shy young outfielder dared compliment a New York Giant for hitting a home run. "Nice hit," he said. The veteran answered, "Go to hell." The young player was Honus Wagner, on his way to becoming the greatest player in the National League.
Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Chris Sale Day here on Braves Country Baseball. All aboard! Here comes the first pitch from Chris Sale. Fires a 94-mile-an-hour fastball up top. 1-0. Tommy Pham, the batter. The 1-0. He's batting .270 on the year. Pitch right there. Top of the zone for a strike. 1-1. Cubs and Giants are the only other game playing right now other than Twins in Arizona. That's the three going on right now. Not a lot of day games, which is weird for a Thursday. The 1-1 pitch. Chop foul down the side. 1-2. Twins are all over Arizona. It's 6-0 in the second. Festa is making his major league debut for the Twins. The 1-2 from Sale. Down and in. Did it get him? I guess it did not. 2-2. Game today. Temperatures at 68 degrees, so nice cool temps. I'm sure that's really strange coming from St. Louis, which was up around 100. The wind's blowing from left to right field. The 2-2 to Pham. Swing. Fouls it back. Slaps up against the screen behind home plate. Do it again, 2-2. Marlins are at the Phillies tonight. 4-game set. The 2-2. Chris Sale brings it. Slider misses in. Ball 3-2. So a full count. The payoff pitch from Sale. Swing, fouls it back, 87 miles an hour. Pham really making Sale work here. 7 pitches in his first at bat. This will be pitch number 8. Sale comes set, kicks and fires. Caught, looking, strike 3. Blew it right down Main Street. Yak 'em. 1 away. Nice pitch by Sale. He just exploded out of his release and brought it down. So 1 down. That's going to bring Andrew Vaughn to the plate. Vaughn takes a hack at the first pitch and fouls it into the stands. 4-seam fastball up top. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty, righty. Kicks and fires. Slider looked like it grabbed a part of the zone as it went by, but did not get the call. 1-1. Beautiful day here in Chicago. I don't know why they were showing rain. They showed it a few times in the pregame show. It's really strange. The 1-1. Curveball up top. Slider, excuse me. Right there for a strike. About letter high, 1-2. It's funny. All these pitchers nowadays throw 6, 7. We've even seen a few throw 8. And yet Raylo and Sale, who are having the best years, the 1-2, chop foul. Do it again. They're having the best years starting pitcher-wise for the Atlanta Braves. They both just throw 4, and they just try to concentrate on those 4. There might be something to that. So 1-2 from Sale. The southpaw brings it. Swung on, chopper over the head of Sale. Charging as Ozzie flips it to Matt, and it's 4-3 put out, 2 down. So 2 down. Luis Robert comes to play. He is another one that very well could get traded at the deadline. Now his numbers are you're gonna look at it and you're gonna say, ugh, 190. First pitch on the way, swatted. That ball is hammered down the left field line, and that ball's gone. A solo shot. Well, as soon as I say it, Luis Robert makes it 1-0. A hanging slider, and he did not miss it. His 8th of the year, still batting just 198. But he's one of the guys that's being rumored to be moved by the White Sox. The biggest question about Luis Robert, if you make the trade for Robert, especially if you're a team like Atlanta, it's going to be tough. Because if you look at his contract, he is not a free agent until 28. First pitch on the way to Jimenez, a sinker right there at the knees. It's 0-1. He is due $15 million next year, $12.5 million this year, so it would be however much is left. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. And then 2 club options of $20 million apiece for 26 and 27. So if you're the Atlanta Braves, where does he fit in your team? Because assuming Acuna's coming back, is the 0-2 pitch outside wide, 1-2. If you can assume that, well, then you got Harrison center, you got Acuna in right, and Kelenic in left. The 1-2 fouled off of Sean Murphy. He's bent over in pain. Looking at the replay once again, got him in the baby Braves. He's just, that guy refuses to wear a cup, and he gets eaten up. At least, it seems like at least once a week. They're coming out there to look at him, but it's really just to give him a chance to keep his eyes from going cross and get his breath back. We've all been there, but man, I'll tell you what, I'd be worried. Especially, it's not slowing him down. He's not worried about his speed. So what's he worried about wearing a cup, man? I'm telling you, I'd be back there with the force field. The 1-2 pitch from Sale. Slider down and in. Taken all the way by Jimenez, 2-2. So the question would be, when everybody tells you, Luis Robert, go get Luis Robert, well, what do you do with them after the season's over? Because you don't want to get rid of Kelenic, obviously. The 2-2. 94 inside, full count. And you darn sure don't want to. You're not getting rid of Acuna. You're not getting rid of Harris. I don't care what any of the fans tell you. It's not happening. Ozuna, you're not getting rid of him. You have a club option for him next year. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. So Sale strikes him out, but he lets one go out the building. We'll be back in a flash. Braves will grab the bats. Let's get to cool, by God.
What kind of names were these kids calling you at the pool?
Meathead, Fatso, Wide Butt, Wally the Whale.
Porky, Hog, Fat Ass, Double Wide, Butterball, those sorts of things, right?
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. It's a tough time for any kid, and especially now as he stands naked under the world out there in right field, and they taunt him and they chant his name.
He takes his cap off and reacts to it. It's just been a tough time.
I tell you, it's a tough business. And the chant continues, the taunt of Strawberry. High fly ball to Strawberry. Wind blowing it. One away. Boy, they're really on his case. Oh.
Armchair.
No one ever saw anything graceful or picturesque about Wagner on the diamond. His movements have been likened to the gambols of a caracoling elephant. He's so ungainly and so bow-legged that when he runs, his limbs seem to be moving in a circle after the fashion of a propeller. But he can run like the wind. New York American.
A Pennsylvania coal miner who had once hoped to become a barber, Wagner became a star in the Iron and Oil League, and in 1900 joined the Pittsburgh Pirates, where he played shortstop for 18 years. He hit better than 315 seasons in a row, stealing 722 bases, setting league records for at-bats and number of games played that stood for 4 decades.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Chad Kuhl goes back to work. Austin Riley takes the first pitch down and away. Pops out of the glove of the hind catcher. Maldonado, it's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. The 1-0. Outside wide, strike one. 1-1. There is no way, is the 1-1 pitch. Way outside wide. 2-1. There is no way on God's green earth we're cutting Ozuna loose. That's a hard pass. What? So a 2-1 count to Riley. Dude's hitting 300, over 300. He's got 21 home runs. He keeps on this pace, he'll be damn near 50. We're not cutting that guy loose. So a 3-1 count from Kuhl to Riley. Way outside wide, ball 4. So a good take by Riley. Maybe the Braves will come out here and work the count. Let Kuhl get himself into trouble. Luis Robert set to make $15 million next year. Ozuna is only going to make $16. I'm taking him all day long and twice on Sunday. His home run totals last year 38. Hey, pretty good. Not too shabby. But before that 11, 13, 12, and then this year 8. 20 at the best by the end of the season. First pitch on the way to Murphy is swung on, chopped over to third, and he's an automatic double play waiting to happen to away. 5-4-3 on the putout. Murphy's just way too slow to be hitting that high up in the order. 2 down. Forrest Wall comes to the plate. And all these pitchers do the same thing. They try to get him to swing at something that cuts on the outside so he'll roll over it. First pitch on the way to Wall's inside, almost gets him. Wall had to dance out of the way. He hits the deck. 1-0. The only other option that you could have, if you made the trade for Luis Robert, you would have to trade him in the offseason. The 1-0 pitch, right there at the knees, 1-1. I'm waiting for someone to say, teach him to play shortstop. Because that worked out with Vaughn Grissom. The 1-1 to Wall brings it. Swing and a miss. Chase the slider down around his ankles. 1-2. You got a 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Outside wide 2-2. He's not popular with the fans, but it's more likely we end up with Tommy Pham just because he's on a 1-year deal. The Braves are going to go after someone that they can dump in the offseason. The 2-2 to Wall. Pitch way outside, wide ball, 3-2. As bad as this guy is with the strike zone, it's amazing we're down 1-0. The payoff pitch to Wall. If he can get on, he can cause some problems. Cool. Lets her go. Swung on, pops it up. Got underneath that one. That's not what Wall wants to do. Worst thing he can do is hit it in the air. They ought to have him doing push-ups over there by first base, Major League style. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Shout out to my lungs for handling all the things my mental health can't.
Well, it's summer, and if you're like me, you're having a blast with some outdoor cocktails and maybe beer. There's another drink I've been considering thinking about. That's right. At this point in time, I've decided to mix in a water. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, how does that work? Great question. You've spent all summer drinking 8 straight seltzers and waking up the next morning feeling like you got hit by a school bus. But when you mix in a water, you give your body and soul a glimmer of hope that it'll overcome the beating you're putting it through. You see, we only get one physical human body on this earth, and I treat mine like a garbage can. So let's crack open a water and see if that fixes things. Is mixing in water fun? No. It sucks. It feels extremely lame. A borderline party foul. I cannot think of a single thing I'd rather do less when I'm out having fun than mixing in a water. So what are you waiting for? Mix in a water and become a beacon of health today.
My ducks are absolutely not in a row. I don't even know where some of them are. And I'm pretty sure one of them's a pigeon. Or a pterodactyl.
And it turned out that old Honus was the best third baseman in the league. He was also the best first baseman, the best second baseman, the best shortstop, and the best outfielder. That was in fielding. And since he led the league in batting 8 times between 1900 and 1911, you know that he was the best hitter too, as well as the best base runner.
He had a powerful build. His 5'11", 200-pound frame, it was said, featured a massive chest that might have come from a barrel maker's shop, and shoulders broad enough to serve dinner on. His legs were badly bowed, but he had huge hands and arms so long, opposing players swore he could tie his shoes without bending over. Nothing seemed to get past him, and he threw so hard to first base that pebbles, scooped up as he fielded grounders, were said to arrive along with the ball.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Paul DeYoung stands in, batting .236. First pitch on the way. 93 at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swung on and sliced foul into the crowd, 0-2. Braves nothing, Sox 1. Just getting going here in the bottom of the second. The 0-2, four-seam fastball, high and out of the zone, 1-2. Paul DeYoung could be a guy they could go after as the 1-2 pitch pops it up high in the sky, chasing down towards foul territory. Coming in, making the catch is Duvall. He cuts in front of Olsen, one away. Ball would have landed in foul territory had they not gotten to it, but it's a quick out number 1 here in the second. Paul DeYoung, this is an Anthopoulos type of trade, is it not? 30-year-old veteran's got 14 home runs on the year. He can play all over the infield. He can also play corner outfield, more left field than anywhere else that he's played. First pitch on the way from Chris Sales, a slider outside wide. It's 1-0. Paul DeYoung is only making $1.75 this year, and he's a free agent at year's end. The 1-0. Top of the zone for a strike. 1-1. Got a 1-1 count. Lefty, righty, pitch to Julks. Sinker that's slapped into the crowd over the first base side. 1-2. Here's another interesting thing, Paul DeYoung, that I did not expect to see. I was looking at this today getting ready for the show. Bring this up is the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. Pulled the string on that one. Sit him down, Joe. Chris's fingers is so. Paul DeYoung has massive splits. And we all know that Arcia hits lefties much better. DeYoung is a right-handed hitter. You figure he'd hit lefties. No. He is right-handed split heavy. Listen to the difference between lefty and righty with him. First pitch on the way is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. DeYoung is hitting right-handed pitchers, as a right-handed batter. 261 average, a 796 OPS. The 1-0, that ball's lifted high and deep into left field, going back on the track, making the catch is Wall, and that'll end the inning. Braves will get the bats. When we come back, I'll tell you the strange splits of Paul DeYoung, why he could be an Atlanta Brave.
I don't know how many years on this earth I got left. I'm going to get real weird with it.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by The Best Things in Life, which are still free with minimum purchase at participating dealers.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Let me tell you something. If the U.S. government decides to stick a tracking device up your ass, you say thank you and God bless America.
Bruh, my ex was like, "Are you already talking to someone else?" I was like, duh, there's a wait list.
February 1901. If we had waited for the National League to do something for us, we would have remained a minor league forever. The American League will be the principal organization of the country within a very short time. Mark my prediction. Ban Johnson.
Join us for Braves Country Baseball, first pitch to last pitch, right here.
To everyone who watches my life and gossips about it, don't give up. Season 2 is about to come out.
Welcome back. So check this out with the splits. Paul DeYoung, who is a right-handed power bat, struggles against lefties for whatever reason. First pitch on the way is outside wide to Duvall. It's 1-0. Adam Duvall, Arcia, and Kelnick do up the 1-0. Change up on the edge, 1-1. Paul DeYoung splits. We talked about versus lefties. He's got versus righty. He's got a 796 OPS is the 1-1 as well outside 2-1. 11 of his 14 home runs against right-handed bats. 26 of his 30 RBIs against right-handed bats. The 2-1 pitch. Did he go around? They're going to say he did. 2-2. Duvall thought he held up, but home plate umpire Seagal said no dice. His left-handed splits are putrid. It's almost like having Arcia up against righties. 161 average, a 548 OPS, 3 home runs. The 2-2 up top misses, ball 3, 3-2. So a full count to Duvall. 10 of his 12 doubles are against righties. I mean, the list goes on and on. The payoff pitch from Cool, swing and a miss, strike 3. Duvall couldn't make contact with that slider. He was just going to grab the end of the zone, one away. And if you're wondering, home and away, it's pretty even. There's not a big number that jumps out at you. So it really comes down to he's hitting right-handers so much better this year. And so you'd think, as the first pitch on the way to Orlando Arcia, is down and away for a ball, it's 1-0. Orlando coming back after the dizzy spell that he had on Monday night. First time back, the 1-0. Up top, first strike, 1-1. So I'm sitting here thinking that if you get a DeYoung to go against right-handed starters, and then later in the game, Arcia could come in for defensive purposes, the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2. And then against lefties, Arcia still hits lefties pretty well. The 1-2 from Cool. Swing, chopper back to the mound, and Cool's going to take it himself and touch the bag. 2 down. So the more and more I look into that, the more and more I'm sold on a guy like DeYoung, because now he's not the only thing that you want to make the move for in the deadline, but he would help some offensive woes at the bottom of the order. I mean, he's hitting, 5th in this order, but he would be more like around the 7, 8, 9 spot in the Braves order. So the top of the order comes back up, but there are 2 out. Kelenic comes to the plate. Kelenic grounded out his first time up. First pitch on the way to Kelenic is a swing and a miss. Kind of a half-hearted swing over the slider. It's 0-1. Jordan Hicks getting slapped around again by the Cubs. Giants trail 3-0 in the 4th. Imanaga on the mound for Chicago today. The 0-1 misses well high, 1-1. Standing on deck is Ozzie Albies. The 1-1. Right there for a strike, 1-2. The 1-2 count. Kicks and fires, swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 up, 3 down. Braves not making a lot of noise against a really bad pitcher. We'll be back in a flash.
I just want to let you know that if I'm on your For You page, you probably smoke too much weed and you're a little bit mentally unstable.
10 things you may not know about Honus Wagner. Number 1. As a child, Johannes Peter was called Hans by his mother, which later evolved into Honus. Number 2. 3 of his brothers went on to become professional baseball players as well. His older brother, Albert Butts Wagner, is credited with getting him his first tryout. Number 3. In 1898, he won a distance contest in Louisville by throwing a baseball more than 403 feet. Number 4. When the American League began in 1901, the Chicago White Sox offered Wagner a $20,000 contract, but he turned it down, choosing instead to stay with the Pirates. Number 5. When he fielded grounders, his huge hands collected large scoops of infield dirt, which accompanied his throws to first like a tail of a comet. Number 6. In 1905, he signed a contract to produce the first bat with a player's signature, the Louisville Slugger, becoming the first sports person to endorse a commercial product. Number 7. In 1916, at the age of 42, he became the oldest player to hit an inside-the-park home run. Number 8. He starred as a sports hero in 1919 Spring Fever with Mo Howard and Shim Howard of the Three Stooges. Number 9. He was appointed as a deputy of the Allegheny County Sheriff's Office in 1942 after he ran for office of sheriff and lost. And last but not least, number 10. A sporting goods store in downtown Pittsburgh was named after him and operated for 93 years before closing permanently in 2011.
Sometimes the grass looks greener because it's fake.
That's how you light a fire under their butts. You get them going with some inspiration. Too much talking, 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 too much talking.
Hey, Torch. Hey, Lisa. You miss me? Not much.
It is played everywhere, in parks and playgrounds and prison yards, in back alleys and farmers' fields, by small boys and old men, raw amateurs and millionaire professionals. It is a leisurely game that demands blinding speed.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves trail this one 1-0. First pitch on the way from the conductor is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Turns, kicks, fires, swing, pops it up, back out of play. 0-2. Mendick, the batter, second baseman, Danny Mendick, 30-year-old. He's out of Rochester, New York. Started his career with the White Sox, went to the Mets last year, and came back to the White Sox. The 0-2, outside wide, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Lets her rip. Swing, and that ball's going to be dropped into left field for a leadoff single for the White Sox, and Sales got himself an issue again here in the bottom of the third. He's floating that slider in on the right-handers. That's essentially the same pitch that Luis Roberts slammed into the seats. Mendick just doesn't have that kind of pop. The 1 on, nobody out. Maldonado, the hind catcher, takes a swing in at the miss at the slider. In off the plate. It's 0-1. Martin Maldonado. Batting .088. 272 OPS. The runner goes. Throw high, well high. And had it been a little closer, Ozzie would have been able to get the runner because he left the bag, slid past the bag, but was able to get back because the throw was so bad by Murphy that Ozzie had to leap. By the time he got his balance and dove back there to get the runner, he was safe. Mendick didn't even really slide. It looks like he almost like he slipped. The 1-1, high and outside. 2-1. It was more like a stumble or a trip over the bag. So a 2-1 count to Martin Maldonado, 37-year-old. The pitch, 95 up top, called for a strike, 2-2. Maldonado drafted by the Angels way back in 2004. He's been in the show since 2011. Playing with the Brewers, Angels, Houston, and Kansas City, and now Chicago. The 2-2, chop foul back behind him. We'll do it again, 2-2. Braves 0, Sox 1. Bottom of the third inning. The 2-2 pitch. Slider down and in. Ball 3-3 until you do wonder why he's not going up there and just challenging a guy who's hitting .088. Standing on deck, top of the order, Tommy Pham. Vaughn in the hole. The 3-2 from Sale. He comes set, looks back the runner. The payoff pitch. Caught looking strike 3. 94. Adios, muchacho. 1 away. He'll go grab the bench. But now it's back to the top of the order. Tommy Pham struck out swinging his first time up. But if you remember, he saw quite a few pitches against Sale. This is an 8 or 9 pitch at bat. First pitch on the way to Pham is a 95-mile-an-hour sinker on the outer edge. It's 1-0. Mendick dancing back and forth. He could be thinking of going down to third with 1 out. The 1-0 from Sale. Looks back the runner. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Change up. Down and away. 1-1. 1-1 count. Sale comes set. Kicks and fires. Swung on, chopped foul down the third base line, 1-2. This is essentially the rubber match of this series. Game 1 was a 9-0 pounding of the White Sox. Game 2, they ran into Garrett Crochet. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, hit high, not very deep into right field, coming in, making the catch is Duvall in shallow right field. He'll get the throw back into the infield 2-away. Game 1 was the one that I referenced that went in. It was a day game in Chicago, and they had a long rain delay. When we came back, Riley hit that home run. Braves won it 9-0. Game 2, the night after, was Garrett Crochet. First time ever seeing him. And, of course, he's turned into one hell of a pitcher for the White Sox. That'll bring Andrew Vaughn to the plate. He takes a swing at the first pitch and chops it foul back behind home. It's 0-1. Seen some goofballs that do the content for trying to talk about trades and whatnot, talking about trading Garrett Crochet. Why in the world, if you're rebuilding a team, would you trade a guy with that much control? The 0-1 in the dirt, down and away, 1-1. So 1-1 count, runner at second, 2 outs. Sale brings it, swing and a miss, changeup down and away, 1-2. Garrett Crochet is still, he will not be a free agent until 2027. That's the short of it. The 1-2 from Sale. Caught, looking, strike 3. Wide, strike 3, but we'll take it. Braves trail 1-0. We'll grab the sticks. Heart of the order coming to the dish.
You call it nagging. I call it listen to what I've said the first time.
5-2 Dodgers in the ninth. Got him. They've done it. Like the 1969 Mets, it's the impossible dream revisited.
And Myers bringing it. And the pitch is hit in the air. Foul off first. Benzinger backing and calling. And the 1990 World Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds.
Bell, left field, way back. Blue Jays win it. The Blue Jays are World Series champions as Joe Carter hits a 3-run home run in the 9th inning, and the Blue Jays have repeated as World Series champions.
I be like, why are these people staring at me? I be forgetting I'm fine.
When the National League dropped 4 of its less profitable teams, Johnson saw his chance. He established new clubs in Boston, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington. Snapped up newly unemployed players, then began raiding active National League rosters. Lured by an average of $500 more per season, 111 National League players jumped to Ban Johnson's brand new American League, including the great pitchers Cy Young and Rube Waddell and the notorious John McGraw. The National League owners complained, threatened, mounted lawsuits, quarreled among themselves, but they could do nothing. Ban Johnson was not going to go away.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Jack Gould. From Jack Gould, it's a sinker up top. The plate umpire Swell says it missed high. It's 1-0. The 1-0 down and in to get Ozzie. He had to dive to the deck. Guess it just missed him. That's a couple of times Braves hitters have almost been hit. Cool has been effectively wild so far. It's been all over the place, but he leads at 1-0. The 2-0. Cool brings it. Swung on, chopped down the first base side. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes the Whiz. He's rounding first.
I'm the Whiz. I'm the Whiz. I'm the Whiz. I'm the Whiz, and nobody beats me.
That ball was scalded down the first base line. Good diving attempt by Andrew Vaughn. Just got under his glove. Ozzie Albies stands on second with nobody out. Here in the top of the fourth, let's get some runs for the conductor. Sunshiny day here in Chicago. Maldonado's going to go out there and talk to Cool. While he does that, looks like they got a right-hander. Anderson already warmed me up. Like I said, I felt like this was going to be a bullpen game. They were going to get as much as they could out of Cool. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and take him out of the game. So he gave him what he had. They're going to go ahead and get him out. We'll take our chances with this Anderson cat. Can't be worse than what we've done against Cool. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I don't feel like you've done enough today to even get a participation trophy.
Riggins. He's going to go all the way unless Blackwood can catch him, and he can't.
3rd and 3. We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Clark caught it. Dwight Clark.
Only 12 seconds left to play third quarter. Here's Marcus Allen. Cutting back upfield, and Marcus Allen could be gone. 74 yards for Marcus Allen.
The quiet man of this football team, Scott Norwood. He can fire the shot heard round the world now. Here we go with 8 seconds to play. High drama here in the Super Bowl. But in the end, it's got the distance. It is. Oh, God!
You know how I feel. I will be proud to lead you wonderful guys into battle anytime, anywhere.
Being alone isn't that bad. It's a great opportunity to get to know yourself and be comfortable with who you are.
I already love myself. I just want to French someone.
In 1903, weakened by their own squabbling, the National League owners sued for peace. Van Johnson had won. A new national agreement was negotiated. Now there would be 2 major leagues, separate but equal, honoring one another's contracts, both retaining the reserve clause that kept players bound to their owners for life. A 3-man national commission was appointed to settle disputes and see that the regulations were enforced. Power was supposed to be shared equally, but Van Johnson saw to it that he was really in charge. The players were not represented.
Welcome back. Justin Anderson, 31-year-old right-hander, coming to the bump. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is a slider down and away. It's 1-0. Comes in with a 4.24 ERA, 17 innings, 20 strikeouts, but a 1.53 whip, pretty high whip. The 1-0, swing and a miss at that same slider. This time he took the bait, 1-1. Righty. Anderson comes set, looks back Ozzie, who's dancing around at second. The pitch. Another slider down and in. Ball 2-1. Anderson throws the slider 49% of the time. He also has a 4-seamer that tops out at 96 and a sinker at 95. The 2-1 from Anderson. Swing! That ball is hammered foul, but into the seats, 2-2. He's got a cutter as well that he throws just 5% of the time. Came up with the Angels. Drafted by the Angels in 2014. The 2-2 pitches well outside wide, ball 3, 3-2. So full count to the Big Zoo. Standing on deck is the Ice House. The rake is in the hole. Anderson comes set. His 6th pitch of the afternoon. They set up outside wide. Slider down and away. Ball 4. So Marcell Ozuna will head on down to first. And the Big Zoo comes through. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson. Runners at first and second, nobody out. The pitch. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Into shallow center field. Making the catch is Robert. One away. Took the bait on that pitch. One down, but Austin Riley's coming up. I think you're asking about Mike Soroka. Mike Soroka's been terrible. The first pitch on the way to Riley's a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Grandma King in the chat asking about Mike that we traded to the White Sox. We made a few deals, but Mike Soroka's been terrible. He's now in the bullpen. The 0-1 pitch to Riley. Down and away, called for a wide strike two, and I mean a wide strike two. 0-2. So Chris Segal continues his shenanigans behind home plate. Snicker, not a word. The 0-2 pitch. Slider in the dirt. 1-2. Standing on deck is Murphy. A 1-2 count. Righty looks back Albies. The pitch on the way. Outside, called for strike 3. Riley doesn't like it, but you know Snicker won't say a thing. He's in the dugout looking for his backbone, 2 down. Pitch is off the plate, probably 2 inches, maybe 3. But he's been bad all game long, so with 2 strikes, you're going to have to swing at that. Yeah, Snicker's just sitting over there. He looks like Weekend at Bernie's over there in the dugout. Just has sunglasses on, hasn't moved. He may not even be awake. First pitch on the way to Murphy is swung on. That ball is sliced down the right field line, but foul. It's 0-1. Murphy banged into a double play his first time up, killing the rally. It's a good thing about him coming up with 2 outs. You don't have to worry about a double play. So hopefully he can get a single here, get us tied up. Ozzie at second, Ozuna at first, 2 outs. Turns around, chases Ozzie back to second base. Does pitcher Anderson. Ozzie dove into the bag, but there was no throw, but that will count as a move. The 0-1 from Anderson brings it. Swing! That ball's hit hard down the third base line, but foul. Chopped it well foul the third base bag, 0-2. So 0-2 count. Shadows will become a problem here in a little bit. The Braves really needed to take advantage of this sunshine while they had it. The 0-2 pitch. Down and away. Did he go around? He did not. First base umpire Larry Vanover said that Murphy held up 1-2. 2 on, 2 out. The 1-2 count. Righty. Anderson looks him back and brings it. Swing, and that ball's lifted into left field, but not hit very hard. Coming over, making the catch with these is Corey Julks, and that'll end the inning. Braves put 2 on, but Olson, Riley, and Murphy all come up snake eyes. We'll be back in a flash.
Who is Duffy?
Duffy is my muse, and he also runs the cult that I'm in.
Dad, how'd I do in my baseball game? You did okay. Just okay? Well, you seem a little scared of the ball. Yes, I am, huh? I'm very scared of the ball. Yeah, I see that. At one point, I actually tried to hide the ball. Yeah, but they caught you. Yeah, they were like, you got to throw that back to us. So I had to give it to him. Yeah, I saw that. I'm just so scared it's going to hit me. You can't be scared of the ball. Is that why you don't swing the bat? Wait, what? Is that why you don't swing the bat? I'm supposed to swing the bat? Yeah, why do you think they're throwing the ball? I didn't know why. What do you mean? I thought he just didn't like me. No, you're supposed to swing at the ball. Okay, well, next time I'll swing. I got on base, though. Yeah, by a walk, I guess. No, I ran as fast as I could. No, I'm saying you were walked by. No, Eddie's mom has it on video. I ran to the base. You can even. You got 4 balls. Right, that's when I got walked. I remember about that. And later you had a chance to steal second. Why didn't you? Steal second base? Yeah, why didn't you steal second? Like just take it so they can't stand on it? No, I'm saying steal second base. Like you can't just take the base because then they'll have to say the game's over. Never mind. You had a great game. Really? Because everyone's saying I'm the reason we lost. Oh, because when the guy hit the ball and I grabbed the ball and I put it in my pants. Yeah, why did you do that? 3 guys scored. I was trying to do a trick I saw on America's Got Talent. I was going to make the ball. You know, maybe you shouldn't play baseball. Yeah, I might quit. Really? Do you think your coach would get mad? No, not at all. No, you don't think? No, he actually suggested it.
You play to win the game.
The idea of going to the ballpark, say in 1900, was that the urban masses would get a taste of country pastoral air, that they would breathe in, that their lungs would expand by cheering. Baseball grew in the cities. It is an outgrowth of gambling, it's an outgrowth of crookedness, it's an outgrowth of drinking, it's a roistering, boisterous event. It is as wild as the Wild West.
Appreciate everybody hitting that like button. Atlanta Braves trail this 1-1. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Chris Sale goes back to work. Just one mistake. The Braves have gotten nothing going offensively. The best threat they had was the last half inning. Sale at 50 pitches through 3 goes back to work. First pitch, 92 on the outer black. It's 0-1. Luis Robert Jr., 1-for-1 with a solo shot. The 0-1. Down below the knees. Changeup misses. 1-1. Got a 1-1 count. Sale turns and fires. Sinker. Down below the knees, but called for a strike. 1-2. Robert didn't like that one. Seagal must have some dinner plans, or he has a flight to catch around 6:45 because he is calling anything near the zone of strike, which means the Braves got to wake up and realize that, and they're going to have to swing the bat. The 1-2 pitch, that ball's going to get doinked into right field for a leadoff single for the White Sox. Braves had the shift on, so Olson's over there by his lonesome, and where second base is normally hanging around, being able to catch a soft line drive, instead Ozzy's all the way over at second. That outside bender, he just poked it into right. One on, nobody out. Jimenez comes to the plate. First pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Eloy Jimenez struck out swinging his first time up. He's batting .230 on the year. 5 home runs. The 0-1, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Paul DeYoung stands on deck. Corey Julks is in the hole. The 0-2 pitch. Lets her go. Down below the knees. 1-2. Eloy Jimenez, nicknamed the Big Baby, 27-year-old, 6'4", 250. Sale lightly tosses one over to first. Robert easily back under the tag. Jimenez has been with the White Sox since 2019. He's at a total of 94 home runs. The 1-2. Inside, 95 misses, 2-2. Braves nothing, Sox 1. Bottom of the fourth, nobody out. Runner at first, the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, chopped back up the middle. Ozzy's got it, fumbles it, flips it to Arcia. Arcia, nifty play, fires it to Olsen, and it's a 6-4-3 double play. Wow. That ball ate up Ozzy, and as it ate him up, he had to grab it, flip it to Arcia, and Arcia got it and relayed it to first in one motion. I thought Ozzy was going to give up and just go to first. Man, I'm glad he didn't. It's a backhanded shovel. They just beat the runner at second, easily got the runner at first. First pitch on the way to DeYoung is hammered down the left field line. It's 0-1. A big double play there. The 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. Chris Sale at 61 pitches, so you'd like to get the inning to end right about now. The pitch, swing, slices it foul and out of play, 1-2. We come back to the top of the fifth. It'll be Forrest Wall leading us off. Duvall and Arcia, the bottom of the order. The pitch on the way, swung on, lifted high and deep down the right field line, but foul into the seats, well foul. Say we got maybe 2, possibly 3 innings before that sun causes problems with the shade coming over from first to third. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the slider, and that'll end the inning. So a big double play and a strikeout. Sale and the Braves trail 1-0.
Hey, I know y'all heard of fear of missing out, but I think I have the exact opposite. I call it fear of being included.
Oh, I could never take that long to do my makeup. I just do my makeup in 10 minutes and I go. I know, Karen. I know. I can tell.
So, Dad, you've been married for a while. What are the secrets?
You need to learn to read the signs.
The signs?
Yeah. Women have 5 deadly terms they use.
Deadly terms.
Number 1, fine. It's not fine. She's basically just ending the argument. She thinks she's won, and you might as well move on from that.
Okay.
Number 2, nothing. That definitely means something. No one knows what it is, but just be afraid.
All right.
Number 3, go ahead. Yeah, don't do that. She's not giving you permission. She's basically daring you to do it. Don't do it. Number 4, whatever. That's basically a woman's way of saying screw you. Number 5, that's okay. Yeah, it's not okay. And if you do it, you're going to pay later. So,
okay.
You know what I mean?
I'll keep those in mind then. So.
Hey, wait a minute. A bonus word. Wow. That's not a compliment like I first thought. That's actually her way of saying she didn't realize that someone could be so stupid.
Just outside the old Huntington Avenue ballpark, home of the Boston Pilgrims of the New American League, stood the Third Base Saloon, so called because it was the fans' last stop on the way home. Its owner was the bartender, Mac Magee, known as Nuff Said, because he was the final arbiter of all barroom disputes. His customers, Irish immigrants mostly, called themselves the Royal Rooters and considered themselves the most loyal of all Boston fans, though their loyalty was actually comparatively new. They had been National League fans until the National Leaguers raised ticket prices 2 years earlier.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Jared Schuster, speaking of guys we traded, comes on. First pitch on the way to the left-hander is chopped over towards the mound. Schuster kicks it, spits it. Here comes Wall, and he's going to run on into first with a leadoff single.
Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest!
He's a comeback into the mound.
That boy sure is a running fool.
And Schuster had a hard time corralling it. Not a hard hit ball, just kind of took a funny hop off his glove, hit him in a bad place right in the glove. First pitch on the way to Adam Duvall is a swing and a miss strike. It's the 0-1 from the southpaw, Jared Schuster, ex-Atlanta Brave. Flips it over to first. Wall quickly back. You know Schuster's aware of Wall's speed. They're ex-teammates. The 0-1. Kicks and fires right there at the knees. 1-1. Jared Schuster comes in with a 3.48 ERA in 31 innings, 15 appearances. Looking at his game log, he typically goes 2 to 3 innings when he comes in. The 0-2, just got a piece of that, chased that one out of the zone, but with this umpire, you almost have to do it again 0-2. Jared Schuster was drafted in the first round in 2020 by the Braves. Born in Bedford, Massachusetts, played his college ball for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Duvall's even striking out against Jared Schuster, 1 away. I'd say the reason why they don't have Laureano in the lineup today is because he played the doubleheader yesterday. Trying to give him a break. One down, and Orlando Arcia comes to the dish. Arcia batting .211 now. Grounded back to the pitcher's first time up. As Schuster flips it over to first to keep the runner close by. Pitch on the way to Arcia. Swung on. That ball is dripped over to third. That's going to be an easy 5-4-3 double play. Orlando Arcia, automatic out. That'll end the inning. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm really down.
Why is that? About the doctor's diagnosis?
Yeah, 6 months left. I mean, it's not much.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I know. Get married.
Why? I mean, does that make me live longer?
No, but it'll make it seem like forever.
No, I think we really need to be in front of a television set. You take TV out of this relationship, it is just torture.
Man, the way that so many of y'all get on this app every single day and clock in, punching your time card, like it is your duty to comment on every single video that you come across, just looking for an argument, just begging everybody, please argue with me. You just need somebody to talk to, huh? I mean, is that it? What's going on at home, babe? I'm not offering. Don't call me. Circling back to the therapy option, let's start there. You need help. This behavior isn't normal. Let's take a break from the tic-tac videos and unpack those mommy issues.
They're talking good about you. You want to read that Twitter machine, man. Everybody's getting on that Twitter machine. You want to read it. My Twitter machine is turned off.
On October 1st, 1903, Nuffset and his Royal Rooters were among the first to pass through the turnstiles to see the Boston Pilgrims take on the Pittsburgh Pirates in the very first championship series between the two leagues. It would be a best-of-9 game contest. Realizing that this was a golden opportunity to prove the superiority of his new league, Van Johnson ordered the Boston owner to beat Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had been favored to win, but Boston was aided by a series of disasters that undercut the Pirates. One pitcher had been injured. Their star shortstop, Honus Wagner, was playing hurt. And just as the series got underway, Ed Doheny, another pitcher, suffered a mental breakdown and was sent to an asylum.
Welcome back. Atlanta Braves trail 1-0. Speaking of Braves trying to find corner outfielders that can get a base hit, Jorge Soler just hit a ground rule double, knocking in a run in the Giants game versus the Cubs. They trail 3-1 in the 6th. Corey Julks takes the first pitch for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down and in. Sinker misses. Ball 2, 2-0. Julks 0 for 1. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on, popped up. Chasing over into foul territory. It's going to bend into the seats. Out of play, 2-1 over in right field. Imanaga just threw a wild pitch, and that game is now 3-2. Cubs clinging to that lead over the Giants. So a 2-1 count. Sale brings it. 94 out wide, where he's been calling a lot of strikes. This time it's a ball. 3-1. That might be because Murphy had to go back over the plate to grab it. The 3-1. Nowhere near the zone, ball 4. So Sale once again puts the leadoff runner on. It's the third time today. Cubs and Giants are now tied at 3 in the 6th. Edmund Sosa comes up to the plate. Runner goes. Pick-off attempt. They got him. It's going to be a 1, 3, 4. Got him. 1 away. Man, he took off like a bat out of hell before he even thought about throwing it to first. Throwing it to home. So 1 down. Lennon Sosa, 24-year-old, takes the first pitch high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Lennon Jose Sosa out of Puerto Ordaz, Venezuela. This is his 3rd year with the White Sox. Career average of 196. OPS of 545. The 1-0. Slider right there at the knees, 1-1. The 1-1. Swing, and that ball's lifted down the right field line. Just foul. 1-2. You'd love to bring back Jorge Soler, but the problem with him is his contract. They signed him to a multi-year deal. The 1-2 from Sale. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the high cheese up top. 2 away. That is Chris Sale's 7th strikeout in 4 2/3. Two down. First pitch on the way from Sale is 93 at the knees to Mendick. 0-1. Might have been a touch inside. Mendick is giving it to home plate umpire Chris Segal. The 0-1. Lefty-righty. Brings it. Fisted foul over the first base dugout. 0-2. Chris Sale's at 75 pitches, so he should be in line to go back out for inning number 6, avoiding disaster. If he could get a couple of quick innings, we could even see him for possibly inning number 7. The 0-2 from Sale. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky, bends it back out of play. Do it again, 0-2. Halfway through this one, Braves trail it 1-0. The 0-2 pitch from Sale lets her go. Down below the knees, try to get him to chase that changeup, 1-2. Got a pretty good matchup tonight. The Rangers are at the Orioles. John Gray versus Corbin Burns. The 1-2 pitch, nowhere near the zone. Changeup missed well outside wide, 2-2. Twins 13-4 over Arizona. They pounded them last night too. If my mouth's right, the last 2 games, they've outscored them 21-7. The 2-2. Swing, pops it up. Back out of play over the first base dugout. About 20 rows back. Maybe 15. Looked like a dad got a souvenir for his son. Pretty cool moment there. The 2-2. Sale comes set. Smurf on the inside, the pitch. 96 misses. Ball 3-3-2. So full count now to Mendick. Standing on deck is Maldonado. The payoff pitch from Sale. Swung on, pops it up. That'll go back behind home plate and out of play. Those shadows are just behind home plate now. Definitely going to be something to deal with the last 4 innings. A 3-2 count. Lefty-righty pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pump the gas right down the pipe, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the top of the 6th, trailing by just 1 run. Let's get some runs, Braves country.
I'm pouring.
Yeah, you are.
Armchair
presents the world's first star in your own radio commercial. Okay, guys, whenever you hear this sound, insert your name.
Hi there.
Braves country.
Sorry I'm late. Sometimes there just aren't enough hours in the day to be a neurosurgeon and a swimwear model. Oh, am I thirsty? How about it?
Braves country.
Got anything tall and cool? Oh, those.
Braves country.
You are so thoughtful. But of course,
Braves country.
The first choice for every occasion. You know, I have a confession to make. If I ever had a son, I'd want to name him
Braves country.
Oh.
Braves country.
Come here. Now.
Braves country. Braves country. Braves country.
Well, you did very well in your first commercial.
Braves country.
Have a
Braves country.
You've earned it.
Armchair.
Do you ever miss the 6-pack when you blow up between fights?
I'd rather be fat and happy than ripped. And like these people who are ripped all year round aren't happy. I'm not arsed. I don't care what they say. This 6-pack's sound. I look great, but I'd rather be fat and happy, lad.
I think those Boston fans actually won that series for the Pilgrims. We beat them 3 out of the first 4 games, and then they'd start singing that damn Tessie song. You could hardly play ball. They were singing Tessie so damn loud. Like when Honus Wagner came to bat, they'd sing, Honus, why do you hit so badly?
The Boston Americans made it 5 victories out of 8 games played, which gives them a clear title to the highest honor ever achieved in baseball, Boston Globe.
The games proved so popular that the 2 leagues decided to hold a championship championship series every year. A team from Boston had beaten a team from Pittsburgh just 650 miles away, but the owners insisted on calling it the World Series.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Kid Kelnick is inside for a strike. It's 0-1. Jared Schuster still on the mound. The 0-1. Swing, and that ball's lifted high into right field. It's going to die in the glove of the right fielder, Tommy Pham, one down. One away. First pitch to Ozzie Albies is down and away for a changeup, missing for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Lefty righty kicks and fires outside wide, 2-0. The 2-0 count to Ozzie. Schuster brings it up top. They're going to say that missed ball 3-3. No, that looked closer than some of the strikes he's called today. So a 3-0 count. Schuster, 93 at the knees, taken all the way by Ozzie, 3-1. Good take by Ozzie, though. You're just trying to get things going here. On deck is Ozuna, the ice house in the hole. The 3-1 pitch, swing, sliced it foul over the first base dugout, 3-2. The payoff pitch from Schuster, swung on, lifted into right field. Lazy fly ball, 2 away. So 2 down, and Marcell Ozuna comes to the plate. Braves offense have done nothing today, much like last night. Much like the month of May. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna. Swing and a miss over the top. It's 0-1. Marcell Ozuna came in yesterday batting .314. He's now at .305. He's walked twice so far today, so no change. The 0-1. Up top misses, 1-1. The 1-1 from Schuster. Well outside wide, called for a strike. Ozuna shaking his head. Snickers sitting on his hands once again. So an 0-2 count. Lefty righty. Down below the knees. 2-2. Braves nothing. Sox 1. The 2-2. Swung on, hit hard on the ground, but over to third. It's going to be an easy 5-3 put out. That'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Same old song. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Mom.
What?
What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone?
An enzyme? I don't know.
You can't hear an enzyme.
What do you mean you can't hear an enzyme? So you can't hear an enzyme, but you can hear a hormone? Oh my God, you're such an idiot.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
This one time, a boyfriend cheated on me, and I broke up with him on our way home. And while we were driving, he got so mad at me that he took my glasses off my face and threw them out the window. Was just like, all right, if you don't want to see me, then you don't need to see anyone. Good luck finding someone better, and also your way home. You, John.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by the best things in life, which are still free with minimum purchase at participating dealers.
The Cubs' pitching mainstay was an Indiana farm boy, Mordecai Peter Centennial Brown, better known as Three Finger Brown, because of a boyhood accident with a feed cutter that destroyed most of his right index finger, paralyzed his little finger, and gave him a devastating curveball. Brown won 20 or more games, 6 years in a row.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Chris Sale goes back out there for the bottom of the sixth. First pitch, 94 up high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Maldonado, the number 9 hitter, takes the 93 right there for a strike. Belt high, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch from Sale. Lets her rip. Swing. Slices it foul into the crowd. 1-2. This weekend, against the Pirates, Pittsburgh will have Martin Perez, the left-hander, Paul Skeens, the right-hander, on Saturday, and Sunday it's Bailey Falter. The 1-2 pitch swung on, chopped foul down the third base line. The Braves are expected to have Morton, Fried, and Schwellenbach. So it'll be Max Fried versus Paul Skeens this weekend. Pretty good matchup there on Saturday. The 1-2 pitch, chopped foul once again into the dugout. Third base dugout of the Chicago White Sox. They're one of the teams that calls third base home. Win at home. The 1-2 from Sale, his 88th of the afternoon. Pops it up, 95 miles an hour into the crowd. We'll do it again. We're at home for the Pirates for 3, and then San Francisco comes calling. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with 94 up top. 1 away. That is strikeout number 9 for Chris Sale. The conductor having a hell of a start. Gave up the 1 home run, but other than that, Braves have just not done anything to help him out. The first pitch to Pham is a slider that drifts in there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Swing. Grounds it foul down the third base side, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. 1 down. Sale brings it. Down and away. Slider misses. 1-2. Standing on deck is Andrew Vaughn. The 1-2 from Sale. Shadow just about to cross home plate. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. All aboard. Whoa, whoa. Chicka, 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 chicka. Whoa, whoa. Gas blew it right by him. 94 belt high. 2 away. That is his 10th strikeout of the day. That'll bring Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn fires one high and deep into right field. Is he going to run out of room? It is off the wall. It stays in the park. Thankfully, off the wall. A jumping attempt by Duvall was for naught, and it's a 2-out double by Andrew Vaughn. That was dangerously close to another run. Hit just below the top of the fence. About a foot or so higher, and it's 2-0. Instead, 1-0. But the guy that did take him yard, Luis Robert, is at the plate. Sale at 94 pitches. First pitch on the way to Robert is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Lefty righty. Sale looks back the runner, brings it. 89 off the paint, 2-0. If he falls behind 3-0, I say go ahead and send him over to first. Try your luck with Jimenez. The 2-0. Swing, chops it over to short. Arcea's got to charge it, fires it over across to first, and he just gets Luis Robert in time. Great 6-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. White Sox threaten. We're going to see. No, they are not going to challenge it. It was a close play, but I'm pretty sure the Magic Kingdom got him. We'll be back in a flash.
How much is the rent for this beautiful apartment?
Ma'am, you're in a liquor store.
Quick story about Marcus Mariota. You know, people ask me about him all the time, and he's such a great player, but his best attribute is how quick-witted he is. People don't know this, but his freshman year, he worked at a grocery store in town to kind of pay the extra bills. And he was at the register one day, and this great big woman comes in, and she said, "I'd like to buy a half a head of lettuce." And he kind of looked at her funny, said, "We don't sell half heads, only whole heads." And she got all mad. So he walked into the back to ask the manager what he should do, and he said, "Hey, I got this great big fat woman out here that wants to buy a half a head of lettuce. What should I do?" And he didn't know it, but the woman had followed him back there. So he looks over his shoulder, and he sees her standing there, and he said, "And this lady wants to buy the other half." So the manager told him afterwards, the manager said, that was impressive. I can't believe you could think that quickly on your feet. And he goes, "That was nothing. I'm used to dealing with stuff like that." He goes, "I'm from Honolulu. There's two things we have in Honolulu. It's great football and fat women." And the manager said, "My wife's from Honolulu." And he said, "Well, what position does she play?"
Armchair.
In the 1906 World Series, the Cubs were heavily favored to beat their crosstown rivals, the Chicago White Sox, called the Hitless Wonders because the team averaged just .230 and hit only 7 home runs all season. But no one had counted on the superb pitching of White Sox ace Ed Walsh, master of the spitball.
Big Ed Walsh? Oh, brother. You talk about spitballs. I think that the ball disintegrated and got back together when the catcher got hold of it. I think when it went past the plate, it was just spit going by.
Ed Walsh totally overpowered the Cubs. He pitched a masterful 2-hit shutout to win the 3rd game and then went on to win the 5th. The Hitless Wonders had won the World Series.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Matt Olson stands in against Schuster. First pitch on the way. Down and away, it's 1-0. You had to figure Schuster's going to be in there to at least face the whole lineup one time through. The 1-0. Down and in. Ball 2, 2-0. The shadows have now started to cross home plate. The batter's eye is still technically in the sun, but it's creeping over. The 2-0 swung on, banged hard on the ground down first base side, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Kicks and fires, swing and a miss. 93 got him in on the hands, 2-2. They were aiming outside, but Schuster brought it up inside, got away with it. So a 2-2 to Olsen. Just feels like if the dam can break, the Braves have put some runs on this team, but just kind of can't get out of their own way. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Chase that one in off the zone. One away. Back-to-back pitches where Schuster did not hit where he was aiming, but it turned out well for him. One down. The one down, Austin Riley. He hit one out of here back in April. First pitch on the way. He lifts one high into right field, but coming over making the catch is Robert, 2 down. Probably the best hit ball by the Atlanta Braves today, but wind might have knocked it down a bit. Wind is blowing in from left to right. I don't think that gets out on normal days, but it may have gotten to the wall. So quickly 2 down, and Sean Murphy will come to the plate. Sean Murphy, first pitch taking, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-1. Murphy banged into a double play that killed a rally in the second. Flied out in the left. It flied out to left in the fourth. The 0-1. Did he go around? He did not. 1-1. The 1-1 from Schuster is 28th of the day. Down and in, 2-1. They checked down the first base line, but don't really know why. He did not even come close to offering at that. Cubs and Giants are tied at 3 in the 8th. Minnesota 13-5 over Arizona in the 6th. The 2-1 pitch, down and in, 3-1. They've got a right-hander warming up in the pen, Steven Wilson. So a 3-1 count. Pitch on the way to Smurf. Outside wide, ball 4. So we get something going here in the top of the 7th. We'll have a lefty-lefty matchup. The first time up, Forrest Wall dropped a bunt. There was a comebacker to the mound that bounced out of the glove of Schuster. They ruled it a base hit. Wall 1 for 2 on the day. Maldonado's coming out there to talk to Schuster. I can't imagine they're going to the pen. I'm sorry, I think I said, yeah, no, that's right. I can't imagine they're going to the pen because you got the lefty-lefty matchup. If he loses Wall here, they would definitely go to the pen because from the looks of it, Schuster doesn't face the lineup twice through. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way to Wall. High. Grabs the top of the zone on the inner cut. It's 0-1. Once again, he continues to miss inside. They're shooting for the outside part of the plate. He's nowhere near it, but he's getting away with it. The 0-1 to Forrest Wall. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase that slider down and away, 0-2. Now the shadow is firmly in between home and the pitcher's mound. Tough going for the batters here. The 0-2 to Schuster. Outside wide, took the slider, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. The pitch. Swing. Sliced it down the left field side, but that'll be an easy catch made by Julks, and that'll end the inning. We head to the 7th inning stretch, y'all. Get up and stretch, Braves country. Bottom of the 7th, trailing 1-0.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta trails this one 1-0. Bottom of the 7th we go. First pitch on the way. Sale back out there for inning number 7. Eloy Jimenez takes the ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fire. Swung on. High chopper over to Ozzie. Ozzie's got it. Fires it to first. And it's a 4-3 put out. One away. One down. Looks like Daysbel Hernandez is warming up in the Braves bullpen. First pitch on the way is a slider on the outer track. It's 0-1. DeYoung. Julks due up next. The 0-1 to DeYoung. Outside wide, 1-1. Braves nothing, Sox 1, bottom of the 7th inning. The 1-1 pitch. Swing, pops it up, back foul. Behind home plate, slaps against the screen, falls to the ground, 1-2. The 1-2. Comes set. Did he go around? Looks like he did. Strike 3. Got him with the nasty bender. 2 away. So 2 down, his 11th strikeout of the game. He's at 103 pitches. A little surprised they're leaving him out there, but he did have the extra day of rest. First pitch on the way is a slider on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Corey Julks, the batter. Walked his last time up. Got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. The 0-1. Swung on, hit hard on the ground to third. Riley's got it. 5-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down. We head to the 8th. Bottom of the order for the Braves and Kelnick. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country Radio.
Why is it so hard to solve a murder in West Virginia? There's no dental records and all the DNA's the same.
Hey, Braves Country. This is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
Now Don Mattingly, an emerging star. Mattingly last year was called up by the Yankees from Columbus the day Bobby Mercer retired. He'd been with him prior to that, but had been sent out, and he's not only won a spot on the roster, he's in the lineup, he's hitting third, and he's leading the league at .338. That's drilled to the gap in right center field, and it is off the fence. Randolph was running all the way, so he is being waved in. Whitaker's going to Parrish, is not in time on a double by Mattingly.
First game I went to, May 30th, 1956, Yankee Stadium. We drove from Long Beach, Long Island to the Bronx. Almost took 2 hours. And as we came up into the Bronx and Jerome Avenue, my dad said, there it is. And, you know, I'd seen games before, but on TV. And there it was, and it like ate up the Bronx. It was the biggest thing I had ever seen in my life. And it had that great roof, that green copper roof, and the breeze was just blowing all those pennants in the roof, you know, just going like that, telling you which way the wind was blowing. And I had my glove and everything, and I sat like in between third base and home plate, like real close.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Chris Sale, 11 strikeouts, 7 innings pitched. Pitch to Jem, but the Braves offense has not done a thing. See if they can just get on the board here. It's 1-0. We head to the top of the 8th inning. Adam Duvall leads us off. He's 0 for 2, now batting 164. Set to face John Brebbia, who stands in with a 5.52 ERA, but that hasn't mattered today. Cool brought his ERA from 6.75 to 4.91 against us. Schuster dropped his as well as Anderson. First pitch on the way, pops it up. Are you kidding me? You talk about giving away an at-bat. Duvall 1 down. It's about time to DFA this guy. 1 away. Orlando Arcia comes to the plate. First pitch on the way to Arcia is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Braves nothing. Sox 1. The 0-1 knocks it foul back behind home plate. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Standing on deck is Kelnick. The 0-2 pitch. Down and away, 1-2. The way this offense has been going lately. Who is that says it to Obi-Wan Kenobi, your only hope? The 1-2. High and out of the zone, 2-2. Jared Kelnick's becoming our Obi-Wan Kenobi. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, lifted, foul down the line. We'll do it again. The 2-2. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch. Swung on. That ball is finally going to get down for a base hit. I'm starting to forget what this sounds like. Atlanta Braves get just their second hit of the day. I'm sorry, third hit of the day. Third hit of the day. Orlando Arcia is going to go take a seat, and the 2 shorts going to run for him. So, the tying run at first. Righty-lefty, Kelnick stands in. Brebbia brings it. Pitch swung on, pops it back foul over the left field side, well into the seats. It's 0-1. Cubs and Giants are still tied at 3 in the bottom of the 8th. The 0-1. Righty-lefty. Kelnick ground out, strike out, fly out. The pitch right there. For a strike on the outer edge, it's 0-2. Braves nothing, Chicago 1. Top of the 8th inning. Brebbia comes set. They set up outside again. The 0-2. Way high out of the zone. 1-2. 95. Pitch out territory. You'd almost like to see a hit and run put on. Make Kelnick just make contact and see if Short can get around the bases. The 1-2 pitch. Outside wide. 2-2. Slider. It's about as close as some of those ones he's been calling on the other side. And if he was going to ring him up, I mean, someone's got to go ballistic at that point. So a 2-2 to Kelnick. Runner at first. The shadows in between home and the pitcher's mound. The pitch way outside wide, 95 miles an hour, ball 3-2. You got a full count to the kid. Standing on deck is the Wiz, Ozzie Albies. Kelnick trying to find any way to get aboard. huge gap in between center and right. If he can put one down there. The 3-2 pitch. Down and away, ball 4. So we got bases. Getting some ducks on the pond here. Runners on first and second. Just one out. Ozzie Albies coming to the plate. Let's hope we don't give away an at bat here or there. Maybe we can make him sweat a little bit. Ozzie Albies coming to the dish. They're coming out there to talk to Brebbia, probably to buy some time. They may be making another pitching change. Doesn't look like it. That looks like the pitching coach. While they do that, it's time to turn back time. On this date in 1939, in front of 2,457 fans at Braves Field in Boston, the Dodgers, with Whit Wyatt pitching the first 16 frames, played 23 innings against the Boston Braves in a game that ends in a 2-2 tie when home plate umpire Babe Pinelli calls the 5-hour 15 contest at 8:15 due to darkness. The same teams at the same field played 26 innings to a 1-1 tie 19 years earlier in 1920 on that same date. So, Brebbia goes back to work. Ozzie Albies stands in. Righty-lefty open stance from the left side. The first pitch, down and away. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Brebbia brings it. Another slider down and in, 2-0. Via the GOAT, welcome Chris Kaysen to the Country Club. 2 on, 1 out. The 2-0 pitch to Ozzie. Swing, slices it foul. 2-1. I don't know how they're laying off that, or how Ozzie's laying off that slider, because that thing just takes a nosedive right before it gets to the plate. He's picking it up somehow, especially with those shadows. So a 2-1 count to Brebbia. Anything that gets down in the infield should tie the game. Or the outfield, excuse me. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, pops it up, broken bat, high in the sky. Infield, that's going to be caught by the hind catcher, Maldonado. 2 down. The bat handle shattered. The majority, I will say 80% of the bat went flying towards the crowd, and Ozzie held the remainder 15 to 20% in his hand. Maybe even not that much. Basically, what you could hold in your hand is what was left. So Marcell Ozuna now due up. Bad break for the Braves once again. Righty-righty matchup. Marcel's been scuffling of late. The first pitch to Marcell is swung on and pops it up high in the sky out of play. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Got to figure they're going to get him to try to chase that slider out of the zone. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1 from Brebbia. Swing, and that ball's ripped towards right field. Is it going? Is it going? Caught at the wall. Pham catches it at the wall, and that'll end the inning. Running into the wall. Are you kidding me? It's just not our day. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
What are some things that when you were younger, if someone had them, you thought they had money? I didn't grow up poor, like we didn't have food poor, but I grew up in a mobile home. I grew up with like, we don't have money for that poor. Like we had ice cream in our fridge, but it was like the bucket with the red handle that was like white with like different, like red swirl in it. And the swirl was like almost like crunchy. When I was a kid, if you had any of these 3 things, I thought you were rich, like rich, rich. The first one is a waterbed. If you told me that you had a waterbed, I thought you were Bill Gates. The second thing were these Breyers or Good Humor, whoever made these Viennettas. It's like a frozen ice cream dessert, like, ooh-hoo. And the last thing is stairs. If you had stairs in your house, it's over. Rolling in money.
Is Gen X okay? No, seriously, are you guys okay?
What kind of stupid question is that? We're fine. This is a cakewalk. We got like 900 TV channels and Prozac. We didn't have anti-bullying campaigns. Our parents bullied us. The school had to take our pictures and fingerprint us in case we got kidnapped. We were like 30 years old when we were 12. Already smoking cigarettes, drinking our parents' liquor. We are older than Google, and no one had to tell us not to eat laundry detergent. So yeah, I mean, we're okay. We're okay.
There's a drive. Deep right center field. That ball's got a chance. It's out of here.
You can't imagine what it's like. And it was the green, this grass, that just went on forever. And the clay, the infield, the dirt of the infield was so brown, and the bases were so white. And the scoreboard with all of that news, what was happening in Detroit, and all the news. It was the news center. It was this big, gigantic place, and it was 461 feet to the center field fence. Then they had monuments, and I thought Babe Ruth was buried out there. They were like these big tombstones. There was a great deal of respect in that building for the past.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves trail this one 1-0. Daysbel Hernandez goes to the bump, and he fires the first pitch. 96 on the black. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty pitch on the way. 97. 0-2. Braves are in danger of getting shut out for the third time this year. I mean, at some point, do they start pointing at the hitting coach, Seitzer? The 0-2. Slice foul and out of play. They'll give us that same old coach speak at the end of the game as the 0-2 pitch down and away. 1-2. You can rinse and repeat what Snicker's going to say every game. Well, that's baseball, and we'll try to get back at it next time. The 1-2. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike three. 97 up top. One away. Atlanta Braves now struck out 12 batters. But are 3 outs away from dropping this game, dropping the season series of the White Sox as well. Nicky Lopez, ex-Atlanta Brave, comes to the plate, batting .243, the .573 OPS, hitting for Mendick. The first pitch on the way, slice foul and out of play. It's 0-1. Lopez, another one of those fan favorites. The guys that ride the bench are always the fan favorites, right? Much like the backup quarterback, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. They rarely play, so they can do no wrong. So no 0-2 count. Daysbel swung on, and that ball's banged foul. Hit him with the slider on the intercut, 0-2. Looking ahead to the top of the 9th inning, the 0-2 pitch, 97, misses high, 1-2. Olsen will lead it off. Riley and then Murphy. Guys that you could pinch hit with if you got deeper into the lineup is the 1-2 pitches. Slice foul and out of play. 97 on the outer edge. Guys that we have not used yet. They typically don't use the backup catcher, Darnode, in case of injury, but you do have Laureano and Luke Williams. The 1-2. Inside, slider misses, 2-2. Luke Williams would be used probably only in a pinch running capacities. The 2-2 pitch. Slider misses just a touch inside. Full count. And though it didn't look like a strike, he has called many balls much further off the plate today for strikes. The payoff pitch. Swing. Lift it towards left field. Fighting the sun. Making the catch is Forrest Wall. 2 away. Ideally, because he can play all over the infield, you could see them pinch running for maybe Olsen or Murphy. More likely Murphy if he were to get on with Luke Williams, and then Darnode would come in to catch. First pitch on the way from Hernandez to Maldonado is a swing and a miss at a slider outside. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Michael Kepik is warming up in the bullpen. White Sox closer. The 0-2. Kicks and fires. Outside wide. 1-2. Michael Kepik, the closer for the White Sox, has 5 saves on the year, a 4.73 ERA, so a high ERA for a closer. The 1-2, down and away, 2-2. The 2-2 count. Swing, that ball's lifted high into center field, drifting back on the warning track, making the catch. For a loud out number 3 is Kid Kelnick. We'll head to break. When we come back, one last chance for your Atlanta Braves, and the Ice House leads us off.
Let me be great. Now, most of y'all know good darn well I ain't got no tatas. I got a tank top on up under this thing anyway, because this Georgia weather is as bipolar as my mama, and it gets hot. But you can't, I ain't got nothing. The Lord did not bless me with rhythm, and he did not bless me with no tatas. Okay? Probably because he knew I would take the rhythm and tatas and find a pole somewhere.
Hey, do you want to hang out tonight? Yeah, sure. What time were you thinking? I gotta run home real quick, so why don't we meet up around 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock? Yeah. PM? Yes. Tonight? Yes. On purpose? Yeah, I was thinking that maybe we can get together at 9 since it's early in the night. That's early? Listen, just come on over and then we're gonna meet up with my friends. They said the door opens around 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock? Yes. PM? Oh my God.
I love the game because I grew up in New York City in the late 1940s and 50s, which was the greatest intersection of baseball and place in history. We had 3 major league teams. All of them were good or great. Between 1947 and 1956, a New York team was in the World Series every year and won.
Now it's the 10th inning. Pitcher Bob Lemon works hard on Willie Mays. This time, though, he walks you. You want to steal second, and you ask for the sign from Leo.
Duke Steiner, Dodger center fielder, is the hero of this game. Steiner's double to right in the first inning, drove in 2 runs, and the Brooks were off and running. Boom, another double for Snyder. Hail the Duke of Flatbush.
Baseball was almost a private possession of New York City, and you'd walk around through the city in October, and the sounds of baseball were everywhere, from cab radios, taverns. People come out of taverns. During the season, a man come out of a tavern and say, "Campy just hit one." You were aware of the ribbon of baseball going on around you.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Should be noted, Braves met up with Michael Kepik, who's coming in to close in the game that they won. He did give up a run. It was a home run against the Braves. In that game, he gave up 2 hits, 2 walks, 5 and 9 in save opportunities. He'll face Matt Olson to start this off. First pitch on the way to Olson is 98 right there on the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1. The righty brings it. Outside wide, 99. 1-1. Braves nothing, Sox 1. Olsen 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 99 blew it right by him, 1-2. The 1-2. Comes set. Kepik looks in towards home. Now he brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Matt Olson lost on that exchange, 1 away. Kepik, 79% of the time, throws his four-seam fastball. It ranges around 99 miles an hour. His slider comes in at 86. See that about 11% of the time, and the cutter 10. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball up top. It's 1-0. So if you're sitting there at the plate, you got to just be sitting on dead red, and anything else, you'll give it to him. The 1-0. 98 in. 2-0. Oh, excuse me, 1-1. A 1-1 count. That was wishful thinking there. A 1-1 count. Infield is back and to the left. The pitch. Outside wide 99. 2-1. Surprise there because he's been calling that strikes all day long. Also a little amazing that they're playing him to pull considering how hard Kepik brings it. They set up outside again. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss up top. 2-2. Riley 0 for 2. He did walk in the second inning. The 2-2 to Riley. Swung on, high chopper over to second. Should get him. Yep, 4-3 put out. 1 away. So the Braves are down to their last out. And it'll be Sean Murphy. Murphy walked in the second, banged into a double play. First pitch on the way, 99 out wide. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Or 1-0, excuse me. Kepik lifts and fires right there on the corner. 1-1. Standing on deck, if Murphy can keep it going, would be Forrest Wall. The 1-1 count. Watching all the way, 99 miles an hour. Right down the pipe, 1-2. So Murphy down to his last strike, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, that ball's hit on the ground. It's going to get through the wicket. I don't know how he got through, but Sean Murphy's on first with 2 outs. It's a hard-hit ball. Looked like it went through the glove of the young. Got in front of it, went to backhand, and I guess it just shot under his glove. You don't see that very often. Bad camera angles, really not showing us much. It just looked like it skipped under his glove. He was expecting it to hop a little high. They will pinch run Luke Williams for Murphy. And Travis Darnode is going to pinch hit for Forrest Wall. Because you're going to have to put Darnode anyways in. So you might as well try to use his bat. So I don't know about this one because you got a righty-righty matchup, but hopefully it pays off. Williams stands at first. Not a great base runner, but he does have good speed. He's leaning over there at first. First pitch on the way to d'Arnaud is in the dirt. Good block by Maldonado. It's 1-0. Not only does he not normally get great jumps on steals, but you're talking about a guy who's bringing it up at 99 miles an hour. So it's going to be hard to steal one here on Kepik. Doesn't have an overly long delivery. The 1-0. Kepik lets it go. Outside wide, 2-0. So a 2-0 to d'Arnaud. Standing on deck is Duval. Here's food for thought. Will they possibly pinch hit Laureano for Duval? Boy, would he get ticked off about that, but he's done nothing at the plate. The 2-0 pitch. Swing, pops it up. That'll be dead center field, and that'll die in the glove of Robert, and that'll end the game. Braves lose it 1-0. The Bats did nothing. Chris Sale did it all. If there was a game ball, it would go to Chris Sale. But the Braves lose a tough one, 1-0. And they head back to Atlanta after a long road trip and a terrible outing by this Atlanta offense once again. The third shutout of this offense. And there comes a point in time you have to start asking questions. Does Kevin Seitzer need to go? We'll see you tomorrow, Braves Country. Have a great night. Braves lose a tough one. We'll see you 7:20 first pitch tomorrow.